Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa.
Hello everyone and welcome to my creative African cooking channel Ndudu by Fafa. My name is Fafa Gilbert and I love creative African cooking. I add my twists and turns and I learn to improvise. You know, living in London and with limited resources, I just became creative. So yes, these are the recipes that I do make. Most of them, that's what I have for dinner. And I do share it with you guys. And I hope you're enjoying it so far.
In the theme of creativity, I made this beautiful Bambara nuts cassoulet. What's the name, Miss Cassoulet? I'm okay. Oh, and get cassoulet.
Now I hope I have given you reasons to click that subscribe button and most importantly, share with your family and friends.
So what's a cassoulet? A cassoulet is a French bean stew that's typically made with meat. Typically pork, goose or duck. But of course this is the creative African cooking channel, so I'm adding my own twist. So my Bambara nuts, okay. We say Bambara beans Bambara beans, if that's how you know it, it's fine, you can stick to that name. But yes, I have soaked my Bambara nuts overnight, so it's plumped up just perfectly. So this means that I cut my cooking time in half. Equally, look, if it happens that you've not soaked it, you can still cook it anyway. The best way, I think, is to place it in the oven and slow cook it as well. So that's a tip there. So don't say I didn't give you a tip. So I've got my Bambara nuts in water in my saucepan, place it on the medium heat. I've added my slices of ginger, bakbashito, and now I'm adding my grains of salim or wentia, as we call it. Now, bakbashito are the Ghanaian fragrant green chilies. They're just equally great. You can use your normal green chilies, not a problem. And thanks to my neighbor's fresh bay leaf tree, yes, I know I end up with fresh bay leaves as well. So I'm going to add that and bring this to the boil, and it's going to cook gently for at least about an hour. So now that my Bambara nuts are cooking perfectly and 45 minutes into the cooking time bit, I'm placing my chipolatas. Bearing in mind, you can use any sausages that are readily available to you. I prefer this because it's just perfect for me. So I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees and I'm just piercing through the sausages, and I'm just going to bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes. I need it crispy, just a little bit more on the crispy side. A, it would add texture to the cassoulet. B, it means that I would also be adding this a bit earlier so that it soaks and absorbs the flavor of the cassoulet as well. So this is not any other food, as I always say. This is Ndudu by Fafa. So I'm just adding a little bit of olive oil, as you do, you know, and place your sausages in the oven. Now you can equally be creative. You can use goat meat, and I'll tell you what, I have tried that recipe and that was incredible, as I always say. So now my Bambara nuts have been cooking for about 45 minutes now. So I'm going to add some water. So I've got 300 grams of the Bambara nuts, and now I did cook it with 1.5 liters of water for about 45 minutes, and now I'm adding just about 700 milliliters of water as well, because I need this soft. That's the thing with Bambara beans, it takes a while for it to cook through, so when you soak it, it cuts your cooking time in half. So I've added this water and I'm just going to cook this down. As you can see, it's looking creamy already. It's getting there. So now I'm going to be adding some flavors. And so I've got my charred peppers, tomatoes, garlic, onion, and I've got my bakbashito blend as well. Now typically cassoulet will definitely not include tomatoes, but this is a creative African cooking channel and you're talking to Ndudu by Fafa. This is what you do about food and flavors. You see, you add, you twist, you just enjoy it. So now I'm going to be taking the bits out, like the ginger, the grains of salim or the wintian, then the bay leaves and the chilies out. Because the last thing I want is anyone to bite into any of these. These were to infuse the flavors into the water to allow it to infuse into the beans. But of course, I'm going to be adding some more natural flavors as you do. So if you watched my previous video about my informal conversation with Sadia Sanusi, this was the dish that I prepared, which was the Bambara nuts cassoulet, as you know it. Yes. At this point, my Bambara beans just cooking perfectly. So I've added some cold pressed organic coconut oil, Charlie Mabasu. And also a tablespoonful of my bakbushito mix. So the bakbushito, which is the fragrant green Ghanaian chili that I was talking about, I've blended it with a little bit of garlic and onion, and I've just added a tablespoonful. So that is going to give it the kick, absolutely. Now, if you can reduce the amount of chili to suit your own preference. Now, if you also watch how to make the beautiful smoky Ghanaian salsa or the raw pepper, the recipe that I did, I'll leave a link at the top. That you can also use for this, which is perfect. So at this point, I've blended my sweet peppers, the tomatoes, the garlic and onion, and a little bit of aniseed. I've mixed it all together and I've added it to my Bambara nuts. So you see, this is where an extra infusion is going to take place. So the first time it was just delicate infusion and it's just to soften the beans. And now it's taking it to the next level as you do. Thank you. Ndudu by Fafa. So now you see, got the sausages out, they're crispy. I've cut them into little beautiful sizes here, as you can see, and I'm adding it to the mixture. So as I said, it's crispy, it's going to absorb the flavors that I'm introducing to it. And I'm adding one more fresh bay leaf. You can use your dry bay leaf if that's what you have readily available, not a problem. And I'm just going to mix this together. I'm going to slow cook this for half an hour. You see, and the flavor is just going to infuse and intensify. So we're going to be cooking this on the lowest setting. So it's just going to be gradually cooking, flavors marrying each other, saying, oh, hello, it's a thing. Oh, yeah, I'll find my aim of fun. Oh, God, do your number chipolates. And your number Bambara nuts. Yes, act one, scene two. Anyway, I've now cooked this beautifully, and now I'm going to add some fresh thyme. You can use your dried thyme if that's what you have available as well, or you can use the Ghanaian basil. Yes, absolutely, you've got to be creative with these things. Now, in the absence of the sausages, as I said, you can use your goat meat, but equally you can use the Ghanaian dried herrings. It's healthy, it's beautiful, and this is a recipe that should inspire you to use like our local produce as well. So I use what I do have available, but you should also try and incorporate some of the ingredients that you have readily available around you. So there are 3 components of cooking that I always stick to. Number 1, flavor. I mean, that's it's important. And most especially natural flavors. It should come through your dish and it should just be beautiful. Number 2 is the texture. With the Bambara nuts as an example, it's lovely and it's creamy. So add in the components of my diced sweet peppers, the same thing that I've incorporated into this bean stew anyway, with the onions, gives it that crunch, absolutely. And then the third thing is make sure it looks good. Yes, so you see, there's flavor, it looks good and appetizing, and then Charlie, texture. Why would you say, hey, ding, yes, then you know you've cooked something from Ndudu by Fafa. Why? Do add some salt to taste to your personal preference. For some weird reason, it just didn't film when I did add it, so yes. Anyway, so at this point, I've turned the heat off and I'm just going to be cooking now with the residual heat. So I've roughly chopped some parsley and mint leaves and I've just sprinkled it on top, as you can see. So I'm just trying to finish this off. Now at this point, this flavor, because Bambara nuts or Bambara beans naturally is sweet when it's cooked. So I need to balance that flavor. So just when everything is done, I've just sprinkled it with a little bit of lime juice, just about a teaspoonful. Now that is just going to cut through the creaminess, but I'll tell you what, it lifts this dish to another level. It was beautiful. I know, right? You're like, what? Try it and thank me later. I told you. Ndudu da kolo. Baba, Ndudu by Fafa. Apa Cassoulet wa enye yala. What did I say? I said this is not any other food. This is the incredible dish called the Bambara Nuts Cassoulet, created by Fafa Gilbert, as she does. I really enjoy this dish, and yes, I hope you are inspired to try the recipe. I'll leave the transcript of the recipe, including the list of ingredients and measurements, on my blog fafagilbert.com, so do check it out. I've also got other recipes on my other blog, ndudubyfafa.blogspot.com. Yes, I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as Ndudu by Fafa. Do pass by and say hi. Until next time, take care of you, be nice, be beautiful. And thank you very much for watching. And I hope I've given you that reason to click the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet.
Now, if this is your first time, you're welcome. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope I do not disappoint and I continue to inspire. Yes, and do not forget to also click the notification button. What that means is each time I upload a video, it comes straight to your email address. Or straight, no condor, just straight line.